Oh, okay. So this is the painful piece for me. This is painful. Hello. Let's talk about money, shall we? Okay, so this is a huge topic and something that I'm going to do a whole big video on sometime later. But I had a big epiphany about finances and my ACOA, adult child of an alcoholic healing journey, and I just have to share this with you today. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jody. I am building the life that I want and deserve and healing from my experiences as an adult child of an alcoholic. I hope that you are actively building the life that you want and deserve. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I hope you will. I talk about my ACOA healing journey and what I've learned, and about general personal growth topics. My family struggled with money, and I know it's a common tale for us children of alcoholics and those who come from other dysfunctional environments that we grew up in a household that could not make ends meet and really struggled financially. I felt like debt was the norm when I was growing up. Money was bad because it was always not enough. There was never enough there. So I already came out of childhood with an understanding that debt was just the norm. So I think that if I had understood that debt is bad, that car payments are not, you don't have to have those, I would have approached things like cars very differently. The second piece, which is really closely aligned with being an adult child of an alcoholic, is that I was, a family martyr, the one that you would go to with problems. And I will never regret, helping family members when they need it, because that's what you do in the family. But in my immediate family, when my sister was really little and I was in my 20s and I was working, I really financially helped out my parents because they were struggling so much. So there was always a car breaking down. I was always buying groceries. There was always things for my sister's theater and sports and things that she had. And I felt it was my duty. There was no question about it that I needed to do that because I was the eldest daughter and I needed to do that. And I'm glad that I was able to support my sister, but I realize now that for my parents, I was in a lot of ways really enabling the situation and their poor decision making to continue. Oh, okay. So this is the painful piece for me. This is painful. Since then, as an adult, I have felt that I've been very responsible with money. There is lots talked about in social media and general media about how people are spending more than they have. They go on fancy trips so they can Instagram it, and they have all the latest and greatest gadgets and gizmos and fancy clothing and purses and shoes and all these things. That's pretty obvious poor money management if you're buying all those things on credit. So I never did any of that. I've never worn fancy clothes or had fancy shoes. The most I've really splurged on is my writing activities and hobbies like that. So I felt that I've been doing pretty darn well. And then over the last several weeks, I have been thinking about some major expenses that I've had over the last year since I purchased my home a little over a year ago. I had several things pop up related to heating and cooling and plumbing, some of which did not get noted by the inspector because at that time there weren't those problems. So these came after the fact. And let me start with an example. So I had a plumbing situation. My basement flooded. And I have an awesome uncle who is a full-time plumber. However, he lives kind of a distance away, and me being Ms. People Pleaser and never putting myself first, even though he would be happy to help me, I did not call him when this emergency happened. Instead, I called the plumbing company. That is really great. However, it's a plumbing company that doesn't know me. And so there I was standing in my flooded basement with these two very nice plumbers, and like anyone who's selling anything, they gave me my options. There's, the quick fix option, the medium fix, and then the Cadillac of fixes. And of course, I'm asking questions like, what do you have in your house? They're plumbers. They're going to have the Cadillac of plumbing. That's what they do. Anyway, long story short, I just end up going with the Cadillac, which was totally unnecessary and way too expensive. And this is what I do. Like, that plumbing example was just a great example of what I've done at a more micro level my whole life. Like, wanting to please the person. They're going to meet their sales quota if they sell me this package, or I get the extra iPad that I know that I'm not going to use. I have a house full of stuff. I have magazine subscriptions. I have things that I don't need, or way more than I needed, because I'm standing in front of a fellow human being, whether I'm related to them or not, and I'm wanting to do what's best for them. This is crazy. It is because my ACOA brain is programmed to do this, to be awesome, to be that person that they walk away and say, oh, that was so cool. We've sold another of a top of the line one. I have a sub pump that has Wi-Fi, you guys. Wi-Fi! So here I am being frugal and not dressing in fancy clothing and going on fancy trips, only to then blow money because I'm afraid of disappointing people or bothering people or asking for help. Oh, this is crazy, you guys. I've been doing this my entire life. I have a Costco membership that's for like executive corporate level. I do not need that. I didn't want to think about where I would be if my whole life I hadn't done these things. So I'm not going to. I'm only going to think about how I need to reprogram my brain to make financial decisions differently. If I am to build the life that I want and deserve, continue on this path, this financial piece, this major financial decision-making process has to change. Okay, so that's a lot of personal stuff about me. Let me know in the comments if you have also experienced anything like this with financial decision making. I would be really interested to know how you have or plan to change the way you handle that. I hope you are so well in your healing journey, that you are building the life that you want and deserve, and that you are actively taking good care of you. Again, if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. And if you haven't signed up for my email list on my website, jodylam.com, I hope you will. My new ebook will be released soon. It'll be completely free, and it's about the 7 things that changed everything on my adult child of an alcoholic healing journey, and as I'm building this life that I want and deserve. I hope you'll sign up. I'm really excited about it. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.